I think most people completely overcomplicate manifestation. They think they need this perfect vision board or to chant affirmations a million times or buy crystals that sat in moonlight. But here's the truth. If you can raise your frequency, everything else will fall into place. I used to live in a two-bedroom apartment, couldn't pay the bills, and now we've manifested our dream home. It's not because of some magic loophole, it's because I started living in a higher frequency. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 daily habits that instantly raise your vibration. And if you practice them, they'll completely shift how you experience life. All right, let's start with the big one, and that's following your passion. Now, what if I told you that there's actual scientific proof that doing the things that you're most passionate about, the things that really light you up, could bring you everything you need in life? Here's why this is possible. Every time you act on your passion, your brain floods with dopamine and norepinephrine. And these chemicals push you into a state that scientists call flow. And these states are where your subconscious mind is wide open. So passion isn't just fun. It literally rewires your brain. It creates these new neural pathways that make you more creative, more resilient, and even more open to opportunity. Now, at the energetic level, passion changes your broadcast. Remember, everything is energy. All energy has frequency, and all frequency carries information. So when you act on your excitement, you're sending out a higher frequency. And then this thing called resonance kicks in. Life starts mirroring that signal back to you. Now, the mistake that most people make is they think that passion has to be this huge thing. And it doesn't have to be. Your highest excitement in the moment could be calling a friend. It could be cooking a meal or going for a walk or even playing some pickleball. The formula is really simple. Out of all the things that you could do right now, choose the one that excites you the most and don't insist where it has to lead. Now, when I started doing this, it looked kind of small. I was like teaching a lesson, calling a friend, hosting a game, but each choice tuned me higher. And the higher I tuned in, the more synchronicity showed up. People, opportunities, connections I never could have planned. See, passion isn't random, it's your guidance system. Now, the second habit is meditation. And let me just say this straight, meditation is not woo woo. It's not about levitating or chanting or running off to live in a cave. It's a tool. And it's a tool to raise your vibration on command. Here's why. See, your brain runs on frequencies too. You got beta, which is your normal waking state, which is sort of logical when you're alert and sometimes when you're stressed or overthinking. Then you've got alpha, which is more relaxed and focused, where creativity flows. And then there's theta, this dreamy between sleep and awake state, where imagination is vivid and beliefs sink in effortlessly. Now, most people are stuck in high beta all day. That's why they feel blocked. It's like trying to hear a whisper while standing next to a jet engine. There's just too much noise and nothing's getting through. But when you meditate, even for 5 or 10 minutes, you can drop into alpha and theta. And in those states, your subconscious is wide open. And since your subconscious mind is running 95% of your life, this is where real change happens. When I was in that two-bedroom apartment, I was overwhelmed about money and direction. And meditation became like a lifeline. Not because it made me calm, but because it gave me access to a new version of me. I'd sit, I'd breathe, I'd step into the state of my future self, that version of me who already lived in my dream home, already felt secure, already felt grateful. And the more I practiced it, the more my subconscious accepted it as normal until one day it was normal. So meditation isn't about escaping reality. It's about upgrading your broadcast. And every time you meditate, you stop sending out chaos and you start sending out coherence. And life has no choice but to reflect that back to you. Now, the third habit is gratitude. And I'm not talking about saying you're grateful for your stapler. I'm talking about real gratitude, the kind that fills your chest and shifts your state on the spot. So here's the science. Gratitude rewires your brain. When you practice it, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin. These are the feel-good chemicals that literally train your reticular activating system, your brain's filter to look for more things to be grateful for. And energetically, gratitude is the frequency of having, right? Think about it. When you say, I want something, you're in lack. But when you feel grateful, you're broadcasting that you already have it. And the universe doesn't respond to what you beg for, it mirrors the frequency that you live in. So, one of my clients, Naima, experienced this firsthand. She wanted coaching, but she told me, Ramon, I can't afford a full hour right now. So, she just booked a half an hour. And on that call, we started guiding her into gratitude, not for money that she didn't have yet, but for the state of already being abundant, already being supported, and already being taken care of. Now, that same night, she manifested $7,300 and some change. Now, did that money fall from the sky? No, it was always there, it was waiting. But gratitude tuned her into the version of reality where it could flow in. That's the power of gratitude. It collapses the gap between wanting and having. So let's bring it all together. Passion is your guidance system. It tunes you into alignment and synchronicity. Meditation reprograms your operating system. It opens your subconscious to install new beliefs. And gratitude locks in the frequency of already having it. It collapses the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It's three habits, simple but super powerful. And if you do them daily, you'll raise your frequency instantly. And when your frequency shifts, your reality has no choice but to shift too. And if you want to support staying in that high frequency state, I got something for you. My frequency shift meditation series. These are 3 guided meditations, and they're designed to drop you into alpha and theta, anchor gratitude, and help you live from alignment every single day. If you'd like access to those, I'll leave a link down in the description, as well as some other resources for you down in the description. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'm grateful for you, and I hope you have a great day.